Welcome back to Scrum Culture. This week we got a huge episode. Nate is busy as can be with all kinds of things he's got going on. So we have somebody we're pulling off the bench from the VG team to fill his chair. We're going to be covering a bunch of brand new VG releases, collabs, specialty items, all kinds of stuff that's coming out this week. Along with that, of course, we're going to go over all the playoff series. And then most importantly, we're going to get to the bottom of Maddox's Chicago hockey trip. Did he eat the pizza? Did he perform? Did he stay it forward? Find out next on the Scrum Culture. Also, if you're so inclined, the best way to help us is to tell a friend. And then they tell two friends, and they tell two friends, and boom, we're all having a great time together. So invite as many of your buds into the Scrum as possible. Share this on all channels. Share it on your group chat. Anything helps, and we appreciate every bit of it. Boys, welcome back. Our friend Nate he has some travel. There's a lot of hot stuff going on when you're, former pro Nate, current life pro. So he sent a little message. Here we are.
Hey fellas, sorry, I'm gonna miss you this week. Moving, wedding, a lot of things going down. So I apologize, I'm gonna miss the pod this week, but I know you guys are gonna do a great job and it's in good hands.
That was great. Thanks, Nate. We have such a cast of characters here.
Yep. Yes, we do.
That it's no problem when we have to fill a seat, we're going to fill a seat. We're not going to be like normal podcasts where seat goes empty.
I mean, we did it once. Mm-hmm. It's like, let's not do it again.
We've done that now.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
We've done that.
We've done a solo or
a duo?
Duo pod.
Yeah,
we've done duos.
We've done duos.
Now we're doing trios.
Now we're doing trios.
With a new character.
So, new to the pod, not new to us. We have our friend Vince, who is production manager here at VG, helps with all things production, gets into the details, a lot of times the details that we forget about when we have grand ideas. He kind of brings them into reality and takes them from our brains and Illustrator files to real items. So, Vince, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you guys for having me.
Of course. Sorry for the late notice.
That's okay.
Everybody here wears a lot of hats. Vince was going from a production meeting to a photo shoot where he was modeling. And I said, that's got to wait an hour. You're gonna be pod guest numero uno.
Ooh, he is the first. Ooh, forever will be the first guest.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Thanks, guys.
Hey,
we do what we can here, really.
It's true. So it only makes sense to start with some VG specific items.
Yeah.
This weekend, we got word that the Galactic Hockey League is expanding.
Oh.
So
it's the. I hate saying the best one yet because I often use the term, "Oh, this is my new favorite hat. It's my new favorite jacket."
It is my personal favorite.
But generally, I'm not lying when I say that. Like
that's okay.
The last satin jacket we did, I put it on and I wore it until I couldn't wear it anymore.
Right.
It is now too warm for it. I'm still wearing a hoodie. This is my favorite one.
I think a lot of people are going to agree with you. I think we're not privy. The league has an embargo, so we're not allowed to talk about it. There might be a tease on social that we're allowed to put up. We'll talk to their PR is very tight, so we'll talk that. But Sunday, the league is expanding, and we will know more. Sunday morning at 10 a.m.
Very exciting.
May 4th, Sunday.
That is exciting.
VGHC.com.
That is exciting. Some things that are out right now, though. Back in the day, there was an event that some people lived through during their summers. Some people never got a chance to see and are viewing it now as a heritage thing called Pro Beach Hockey. It was something I watched on TV during summer break.
Yeah.
You probably watched it.
For sure.
You were probably actually at the beach.
I was shredding the gnar while they were
You were on the beach and hockey was going on. You're like, all right.
Like that branding of like 90s ESPN with this league, it just felt like must-see TV. It was like wrestling and hockey and Southern California
had like
had
1
a
p.m.
child.
on Thursday.
It's crazy.
Like somehow nobody's time mattered in the 90s. I don't know where people were working or what they were doing, but it was a crazy moment. It only lasted, I think, 3 or 4 years. I think 4 seasons. And it was just insane. It was like this perfect little time capsule of the era. And you're right, pro wrestling mixed with hockey, maybe all these different things. And Jake and some gentlemen who were helping produce, Max and the boys from CVF, helped produce it, and they made what is an incredible documentary. We got to go to an early viewing of it. It's insane. They're just trying to figure out where it's actually going to live on streaming. We will be doing some sort of event within this summer, probably a couple where we can show it, so we really want people to see it and see how rad it is, and either you live through it and you're excited, or it's a throwback and you're gonna be like, I can't believe I missed this. Where was I?
Yeah.
A lot of you maybe weren't born or whatever. But part of the fun of this was they created 6 actually insane teams. Dogpack, Express, Gargoyles, Heavy Metal, Salsa, and Web Warriors, which I was very intrigued by all these. And the documentary, this is why you really got to see it.
Okay.
They break down why every team exists.
Great. That's what I want.
They give it behind the scenes, and some of the explanations are very whack and very short. And you're like,
Of course.
And you're just kind of like, I think they didn't know how big of a thing they had on their hands.
Yeah.
So they're like, oh, we need another team name. And they're like, this is a thing. They're like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So it kind of made sense, but kind of didn't.
Probably similar to how I picked my hockey number when I was a kid, because I'm number 17.
Okay.
But so originally I wanted 7, and another kid already has it. Okay, fine. 77. Another kid already has a 17, and they're like, yeah, you can have that one, cool. And then it stuck my entire life from my first ever season, forever and ever, and I still wear 17.
That's amazing.
Well, Maddox, I'm not talking about Maddox's number now because I love that story. Maddox's number is because his best friend in preschool was named Jacob.
Okay.
Then we were at a Ducks game one time. He saw Silverberg and someone said his name Jacob. He's like, oh, Jacob Silverberg. I have a friend named Jacob. He's 33. I'm 33.
Dude.
And I'm like, what?
And now it's just
because when he said he wanted to be 33, I was like, why do you want to be 33? He's like, oh, Jacob Silverberg. And I'm like, okay. So I just think, oh, you like Silverberg.
Yeah,
I mean,
Silverberg.
he was pretty sick at the time when
Great
he was
penalty killer, good guy. Yeah.
And then they later say it's like, oh, it's my friend Jacob. And I'm
you're
like, Jacob's now moved away. So
You're like, they're for sure not spelled. I'm not going to get into this. Either use
crazy.
Swedish spelling.
yeah, I'm sure some of I can't wait to see the documentary
so
for that.
we'll do the show and we'll know about that. So with this,
Amazing.
One of the things they were really excited with, tasking us with, was recreating all of the jerseys. So we created home and away for all 6, which is funny that they had home and away because they all played on one rink. So it seems like it would have been cost effective for everybody to just be a singular color,
different color.
They just had one jersey.
Yep.
Whatever. They were merch aficionados, and that's fine. They wanted to move more merch, and we're fine with that. So this is a project you had large hands in doing. So we essentially took their, they were pretty much roller jerseys, right? That was the rough. They're full sublimated.
Fully sublimated, and they were short sleeve jerseys for when they played, obviously because it was hot and they're on the beach.
Yep.
And so we had a bit of an archive of assets that we had some of, nothing was perfectly done for us, right? We had to really reimagine and recreate things almost kind of from scratch on a lot of the parts of these jerseys. There's going to be parts of these jerseys you'll see that that are in either on the sides of the body or on the shoulders that we had to take extra time to take closer looks at that. Had to Google a lot of old photos and get different angles of guys wearing the jerseys and mid play and try to. So the idea was to take the existing PBH branding and those logos and those jerseys, and then create the Violent Gentleman ice hockey uniform version of these, if it were our interpretation of that era. And I think it came out insane. We really took a lot. We spent an extreme amount of time trying to get really into the details of these jerseys and make it as both PBH but also VG ice hockey as possible.
Yeah, it came through. We did these, and you guys, you and Randy and Harrison.
Yeah, it was a team effort for sure.
Crushed through these. Yeah. And I was kind of just on things like this, I feel they always, I always go back to you hire people to do things. So I kind of was hands off, was if you guys think these are it. And then when I watched the doc, I was like, damn, our jerseys are pretty fucking great.
Yeah, man.
And then we did this showing, and a bunch of guys that played in it came to the showing.
Okay, yeah.
And every single one of them said, these are so much nicer than the actual jerseys we wore. These are unreal. They're just great versions of it. And one of the guys said, he was like, oh, I went in my hockey bag before I came to the movie showing, and was like, I'm gonna bring my jersey.
Yeah.
And he's like, I got it out of the bag, and he's like, it was so shot. I was like, this is embarrassing. I'm not bringing this with me to the movie. He's like, this thing stinks. Like,
Right.
he's like, people are gonna be so bummed on me if I show up with this. And then he's like, now I wish I did, so we could see
Comparison.
like. So we'll have that at some point.
Oh, cool. That'd be really cool to see.
But yeah, the way these turned out is insane.
Yeah, I've never touched like one of the ones from that era, right? So like everything that we see in photos, we're just trying to like take as much of like the data and evidence that we have of like them. Like obviously like the Web Warriors logo on that jersey is gigantic. So
all of them are way
they're way big because it was for roller hockey and it
Yeah.
was like all sublimated onto the actual fabric. So like for us to turn that into something that is more ice hockey where it's like the tackle twill, fully embroidered logo, and then like patches where applicable. And then some of those patterns too, like absolutely, it's too hard to do with full cut and sew, so you have to do sublimation. So
for sure.
Our jerseys are full on like hybrid of so many different like elements and like materials, like which is really fun.
Absolutely. Yeah, they're great.
Yeah.
I think these jerseys will go down as one of those items that we're gonna make right now, and we're not really gonna know how stoked people are on them for like 5-10 years when people are like, you see them pop up at games, like, and I bet we're gonna hear people be like, oh, this is like a coveted thing that I have. These breakdowns of these teams are unbelievable. Like the stats that they have for them were like one of the teams they said, oh, their biggest fan was Cuba Gooding Jr. You're like, oh shit. All right.
And at that time,
Cuba, that's big.
He was the guy.
Cuba loved the dog.
He's still kind of the guy.
Yeah,
Cuba loved the dog pack. Yeah, that's a big.
That's awesome.
Like, I won't say too much. We want everybody to watch the doc.
Yeah.
Like it's so good, and Haydes got with these guys and just concocted all these thoughts, these ideas of remaking the jerseys and doing all these things, and I'm so glad he did because like seeing it, and I'm now so excited for everybody to see it. Yeah. And be like, dude, this is so rad, and like, maybe it spawns, this coming back in some.
And I mean,
some way.
Right. And the branding for all these teams is so cool and different from the next one.
Yep.
Like has that minor hockey league feel, minor team feel.
Yeah.
And like also for us, like I think the fun side, hopefully we get to obviously do more of it, but like hopefully we get to like merchandise a little bit more of that because some of those logos would just like look so rad on a different model hat.
Yeah, hats or I think, and that's the thing is I think we're a little bit ahead. Like these jerseys are out now.
Yeah.
You can order all these jerseys, and the thing is we just wanted them to be available. We were excited about it. They were excited about having them available. But most people have no access to be able to see the documentary right now.
Yeah.
So everybody's kind of buying them off of like, oh yeah, I remember that. And I think once the doc comes out, then these jerseys are going to be like,
they'll be exciting.
They're going to be hard to get, and people are going to be.
And we'll probably do a full merch line. And for sure, you're going to be seeing Salsa, Web Warriors in your local pickup.
Oh,
because, I mean, we all know a local pickup, what is the most absurd jersey can I wear?
The worst guy at your pickup will be wearing the gray heavy metal jersey. And the whole game, everybody will be going, is gray heavy metal home or away?
Or the dog pack yellow?
Yeah.
Is that dark or light?
Yeah, I mean, green almost falls into that also, where you're just like, God damn it.
Do you
guys
get
a black or a white?
Do you have each of you have like a favorite out of this? Like if you had to pick like who you're playing on.
I'll go first. I love salsa.
Right. That's definitely.
I love salsa, the actual thing that I put in my mouth and eat, put in my belly.
Yep.
And I think the jersey is just insane. Yeah. Having a little salsa character, I think it just just the striping is unique because it looks like a bottle of salsa.
Yeah.
So truly.
The shoulder patch is insane because it's just like the chili and a hockey stick.
Yeah, it's pretty gnarly.
Yeah. I'm not a huge fan of red jerseys, but for some reason I love, like, give me a third colorway, give me a black salsa jersey. Maybe.
Yes,
maybe. Yeah.
This is what we need. I mean, that's really looking forward. Like,
right.
Yeah, the salsa white is pretty
it's pretty sick.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Look at that damn thing. I don't even know. I haven't gotten one of them yet. That'll be the real tale because I don't need 12 new jerseys. So I'm going to have to really pick and choose
right,
on this
exactly,
project.
Yeah.
Like,
what are you going to wear to our pickup? Yeah.
I feel like it's weird that heavy metal doesn't have a black jersey. I get that they were probably.
That's true.
I mean, Express had a black jersey. Yeah, what the fuck? How does heavy metal not have a black? It's almost so crappy that I kind of like Web Warriors.
Hey, Web Warriors is great.
It's just like this might be the only item ever that made it a positive thing that you talk shit online.
Right.
Like this was the last time that they're like, oh, that's cool. You talk shit on the internet to strangers.
Well, I don't think at that point they were talking shit. Like Web Warriors were guys who were like good at the web.
Yeah.
You know, good. You know what I mean? Good at programming. And
You think this was the guy that could? This was the guy that could figure out your AOL account.
100%.
Like when did the Matrix come out?
Mainframe.
The Matrix didn't come out for 10 years after this, maybe.
Is it? Okay.
Maybe not that. far.
No, a few years, because this ended in '98. So.
So maybe there was a little bit of crossover.
Yeah.
This was born in '98.
Produced
Or born in '98. Yeah. So born in '98. I mean, yeah. So right
you
around
go.
the same
Oh,
time.
wow.
Yeah.
go.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
So maybe Keanu's a Web Warrior. Damn.
Oh, he's a hockey guy.
He's a hockey guy.
Dang,
He's a
wait,
hockey
you might
guy.
need a Web Warrior
God,
jersey.
I need Keanu in some sort of. I need Keanu to come to a Kings game so Carlin can ask him, "Who is your PBH team?"
Yeah.
Because he watched.
Right.
Hockey guy. That was
Yeah.
like right in his
Absolutely.
hype
And he
era,
was in
like-
LA. I mean, didn't he come and go do a roller pickup?
Yeah,
like,
he
isn't
was-
there a
he
story
did
about how
play-
he
That's
like
right.
he like saw a guy at a gas station with
Yeah.
roller stuff and started talking to him like, hey,
And now they're like lifelong friends.
yeah,
right?
and he just would play for off and on for 20 years playing roller pickup with
Yeah.
these guys.
We got to get a hold of him.
He's a perfect human being.
We absolutely need to get a hold of him.
Look at this guy.
Yeah,
what
joined a random
beauty.
street hockey team and played with him for a decade.
Yeah.
What a guy. We're going to find him. We'll get a hold of him.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people are trying to get a hold of him, but
I thought you were gonna pick Dog Pack after he picked Salsa.
I think, so I hate to brag that I've seen the doc. I know you guys haven't.
Oh, okay.
But after watching the doc, the fucking guy that plays guitar in heavy metal, like,
Oh yeah.
it's just insane. Like, I hate, God, I need everybody to be able to see the doc because every team, somehow, they perfectly cast. And I'm sure they didn't have like pick of the litter of a million guys to play. Like it was very like, hey, we need some guys. But somehow everybody got put on a team that just made perfect sense
Yeah.
for them. And
Right.
like, just incredible.
I feel like, and if PBH somehow like made a comeback today, like you could even, there's so many ways you could like cross brand, like team heavy metal with somebody.
100%.
And
you
like,
think freaking Brian Slagle's not
Pack.
throwing money on
Right.
team heavy metal?
Yeah.
There should be a metal blade patch on that shoulder instantly.
Snoop and Dog Pack, dude.
Yes, 100%. Web Warriors and like, I don't know, GeoCities or something.
Yeah. Elon. Or,
Yeah, get that Bezos. Yeah, Amazon AWS on the Web Warriors team.
Oh, that would
dude.
definitely be the sponsor. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. There's a lot. I hope it comes back.
Yeah.
I mean, I was thinking about it, and like they played outdoors on a black surface in the sun. Awful. But just awful idea of
Yeah.
all things. But this sort of I feel like this had to have sort of inspired the Ducks roller rink that's in Irvine. Because it's pretty much a full-blown
For sure.
outdoor rink. It just has a cover on it.
Yeah.
And it's like, I hear people that come from other places say, like, go to terms like, this is awesome. Like,
Yeah.
this is an outdoor rink with no sun. Like,
yeah, we were just in. Well, I was just in Chicago, and a mom's asked if my kid played roller, and I said, not yet. I'm trying to get him. She's like, we go to Narch every year, and that's at Irvine. She's like, it is our favorite tournament. They're obviously they're from Chicago area, and they play a lot of ice, or they play mostly ice because roller's not as big there. And she's like, but it's our favorite tournament because it's so awesome. That rink, the Irvine rink, is so great, and said we love playing there. You're out playing hockey outdoors, but covered, and I mean, pretty much said the same exact thing.
oh, that's awesome. That's great.
Turns out there's a market for people who don't want to be cold all the time.
Yeah, that's great. I wish roller hockey's so fucking hard, man.
It's hard, yeah.
I need to be able to glide. Without the glide, I don't have the cardio for that.
I think I've played ice hockey so long that it's like a weird feeling now for me to be like warm.
And playing hockey. Yeah, it is weird.
So it's a tough sell for me.
It's such a sweaty sport.
Yeah. Real stinky.
Yeah, it's tough. But excited. When we have information on a documentary showing,
Nice.
the Scrum will be the first to hear about it for sure.
That's exciting.
And we'll get into it. We have another product coming out. It's out right now. We've all shared some sentiments as the playoffs has gone back and forth. Some of our teams have dominated and then looked awful. Some have looked awful and then dominated.
All in the same game.
Sometimes in the same game. Yeah, not just the same series. And that inspired us. We had a product. Sometimes how we operate is we have a product we want to make. We don't know exactly what the art's going to be or the direction. We want it to speak to people, be something people are excited about. So we know, like, we're making a hoodie on this day. We don't know what exactly yet. And so, oddly enough, Vince found this box of mini pennants, and we were super excited about them. We're like, oh, like what can we print on these that is very current, telling of the times, how a lot of people feel, and we're like, we got it. This is it. So maybe one day or period, you love your team. Maybe a different team shows up in the second period. Boom, we got you.
Or the third period.
Or the third period. Or overtime. Or the second. There's various things to this. So this bad boy will be for the low price of $9, which is insane. We're essentially giving
USD.
away. USD. Sorry, Canadian friends. I don't know.
14?
Probably 12 and change is my guess. I think it's 0.7, about $12. But there you go. You can hang that bad boy up and just keep current with it.
Yeah, you can love this team, hate this team.
You can do whatever you want.
Whatever you want.
Personally, I'm going to buy 2. And I'm just going to keep them out, and we'll just focus on what we need to focus on at the time. I think that's
You
good.
should have made one that said, love that team or hate that team.
Ooh. Maybe that's next up. Once everybody's after the first round when people's teams are eliminated, now we're like, okay, now we're picking secondary teams and we're gonna love and hate them.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah, so
That's great. Great, fun little banner.
fun little item available
Little
now.
pennant.
Shipping today. Or come by the store. You can grab one right here. Ready to rock.
Free handshakes
Oh, are we doing that right now?
from here.
Okay. Find Brian.
A gift with purchase.
Gift and purchase. Some of our employees have a germaphobe thing, so not everybody stick their hand out. We'll see. Brian's ready. All right, let's shift over to the elephant in the room. We have playoff hockey going on.
That we do.
Everything's wild. We will be going to Kings Oilers tonight.
Yes, we will.
At the time of recording, this game has not happened yet. At the time of you watching this, I hope we were right. Let's see what happens.
I hope that by the time that everyone watches this, that the Kings have done what they're just supposed to do. Mm-hmm. Like, this is the best team they've had in years.
Yep.
And they just have to play like they do the first 2 periods.
Mm-hmm. Quick editor's note, Vince being new to the pod. Vince is a Los Angeles Kings season ticket holder. So anything he says could be geared his route. He will not be giving any sort of Calvin Pickard love. So
That being said, visually it looks like McDavid and Draisaitl are just fully in their heads. So they need to just play their game, an entire game.
the full 60.
Full 60.
Got to rip the full 60.
That's what they say.
It's a big thing.
know this?
And we've got some interesting. It's this series has obviously been. Yeah, what do we got here tonight, Vince?
Yeah.
We don't know.
Yeah.
Right now he loves them.
Yeah, I
okay.
love 'em.
Yeah.
Okay. He's feeling good.
Gotta stay positive.
At time of recording, which is pre-game.
I'll give you guys updates every period. You know? Hopefully it's not this in the
Yes,
third period again.
We're 100% bringing that to the game tonight. Another interesting thing of this series, it has felt crazy, and sometimes you don't know if that's just because we're local and it's right around us. But then we started looking at producer Larms brought up the points for all of the playoffs, and it's scattered with people from this series, with obviously Leon at the top, Kempe, Connor, Kopitar, of course it is. And then there's a little bit of drop off of some other rascals. Somehow Evan Bouchard is in there, the most unhinged player of all time. Bouchard, I've never seen somebody turn on and off like Evan Bouchard. It's crazy. It's almost kind of cool because it's kind of like a deception move. He has a crazy bad turnover, but then he dangles in and scores. You're like, I don't know how that happened, but whatever. So this is obviously going to be the tale of the series. Is
Right.
Can can Adrian Kempe take that number 1 point spot from Leon? I think if they played the right way and they execute on the power play,
Right.
they can.
Yeah.
Can they get the crypt going?
Yeah, these minuses, -5 for Kempe, -5 for Kopitar. That is kind of glaring.
Big time.
Hopefully they can even that out a bit there. That's brutal to see, like as a stat right there.
That's tough. And it's like, I know some people say like, plus minus is,
Sure. Yeah.
Whatever, but it's like, it has to be, I mean, Kempe and Draisaitl both have 9 points. One's a -5, one's a +5.
Yeah, and then
Like,
Draisaitl's
Those two
+5.
players play similar roles on their teams, and it's like,
I mean, Draisaitl doesn't do the penalty kill, so he's not.
he's not getting put out to the wolves like Kempe. I love Kempe. I hate that he's just become, he's so underrated. It's crazy. Man. Absolutely crazy. Well, we'll see if we were right or we were wrong. Who knows? We also got a VGK Minnesota game. That series tied 2-2. A lot of people said Minnesota was going to just get rolled over. They didn't at all. They're hanging in totally fine. That being said, I think if Jack Eichel ever turns on at whatever point, maybe has an injury or something.
I feel like it's a sneaky good series just because all of the other series have been so unhinged and crazy that it's like taking a lot of the spotlight away from that one being so close.
It's just a classic hockey series.
Yeah,
No one gives a shit.
Yeah.
They're like, it's not wild. Fine.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens with that one tonight. Yeah. Last night we had Dallas, Colorado. Another just, it's almost like the teams are switching jerseys. Like, it's two completely different teams showing up on different nights in different ways. And I was all hyped up. I was like, oh man, Colorado's going to bring it to them. They're riding high off last game. Gold 9 seconds in. I'm like, oh my God. Like, this doesn't feel good.
Yeah.
And then it never felt good. So, who knows?
And Dallas is still missing, right? Robertson and Heiskanen.
Yep. So those
scary
two,
stuff.
I don't know what the timetable for either of them is, but they get through this round and then those two show up. Yeah, people are gonna have problems. They're gonna have some serious issues. The tale of the Winnipeg St. Louis is playoff Hellebuck has showed up for the Winnipeg Jets. That's tough. Not a good thing.
Vezina finalist.
I was dreading that we were going to have this conversation because I picked Winnipeg to get out of the first round, and
you did.
I was preaching defense wins championships.
Yep.
And they score a lot and don't let in a lot of goals, but apparently in the playoffs he has not learned.
Nope. And
playoff goals against 4.24. Man,
that is.
It's going to be hard to win games like that.
It's not great. It is absolutely not great, and it's crazy because look at his picture on NHL. He looks like a sly villain.
He does look
he's
like a
squinting an
sly
eye like a wild pirate. I think he plays too many games in the regular season.
Yeah,
they overload him.
49.
Like it's old hockey thinking, which is like why none of the they switch players from getting their silver stick at 1,000 games. I think for goalies they do it at 500 now because they're like that's never going to happen again because goalies aren't playing as many games.
Yeah.
I think he's playing too many damn games. And then he gets to the playoffs and he's gassed and he's in his own head and he lives in Winnipeg and it's like all these things added up it's difficult. It's absolutely difficult. So
he played 5 more games than Ottinger,
And Ottinger's a young buck, so well.
He played 13 more games than Darcy Kemper.
That's crazy. See, that's not good workload. That's not good workload. I don't like it at all. But I don't know. We'll see. St. Louis is buzzing. I think their last win was their 14th win at home in a row, coming into the regular season. So pretty nice. Pretty nice. Cam Fowler leading the way. Turns out he wasn't bad. It was just the Ducks. He has 8 points in 4 games and is nearing what I think he's definitely going to do. He's going to set the St. Louis Blues franchise record for points by a defenseman in a single playoff series. He's 1 point away.
Wow.
Oh, he's 100%.
Impressive.
He's absolutely going to do it. So can't wait to see him set another record. Great guy. Good friend. He probably
is
listens to the podcast, I don't know.
Yeah.
Is he top line? Yeah, he's like number one.
Yeah, I think he's number one pair. Yeah, he's doing great. The boys are doing great. Pavel's buzzing. Look at this freaking guy. 7 points against Winnipeg. You're doing great, buddy. Another series right here as we move to the East that I think it's just kind of going the way people thought. Toronto, Ottawa. It's like Ottawa's in the games.
Right.
They're losing in overtime. They're fine.
It's a lot closer than it looks.
And it looks like you're finally seeing Toronto's experience come through a little bit.
Yeah.
They've maybe learned a lesson, and they're learning how to close out games.
Also, Stolarz is playing pretty well.
Huge. Stolarz is having a great time. Mitchell Marner's having a great time. Yeah, the guys are putting it on. And it's just a classic tale of an up-and-coming young team that's finding their way in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Versus a team who's like, hey, we've historically been very embarrassing in the playoffs, and so we're really going to take it out on you, young Padawans. And I think that's, 229. He's got 3 wins in 4 games played. Stolarz is doing great. Look at his blue eyes.
He does not look like a villain.
Doesn't
He
look
looks
like a
like
villain.
a handsome prince.
Uh-huh. He does kind of look like he could work at Disneyland. Yeah. He could. And he's huge. Look at that guy, 6'6",
All else fails.
243. Gosh. What a great guy. That's a great one. We'll see where that goes. Florida, Tampa's going away. We didn't think it was, not that we didn't think it was going away. I thought it was going to be a little bit closer.
Yeah.
But what's real interesting about this is they were talking on the broadcast. They said a lot of people focus on the Battle of Ontario or like some of these battles. They're like, the Battle of Florida is one of the most passionate back and forth between fan bases, especially because, they say like rivalries are truly made in meaningful games. And it was like, it's why your rivals change because the Ducks used to be huge rivals of the Kings. And then now it's like, well, fucking now what? Like, we're just playing regular season games against each other. Like,
Right.
The Kings have got this new rival in the Oilers because they play them every year in the playoffs.
Yep.
Great. So there's like all this beef. And so you've got this back and forth in Florida that they've both been good. They're both winning championships. Crazy that Florida has more cups than Canada and it's the whole thing, whatever.
Yeah.
But they hate each other. They absolutely hate each other. They're going at it. Every game we have somebody getting injured and suspended from one, injured and suspended from that. Like, it's insane.
The bad blood is on display.
Big time. And part of the back and forth is cool because you can tell that they care, but it sucks that they're going over the line and fucking actually taking dudes out of games that
Right.
we'd like to see everybody playing. Ekblad, straight off suspension, 4 PEDs, which they never really said what it was. Could have been a superhuman forearm for all we know. Because he came right off that and was like, hold my beer.
Straight up.
The fact that no call on the play.
Crazy.
And somebody posted a photo of a ref. The ref is standing
Looking right at
it. And they're like, this is crazy. Like, that there was no call on this is crazy. Like, and then he went on to score in the game. And so it's like, if you're a Tampa fan, it had to be just absolutely brutal to see. Like, insane.
Yeah, that was tough. That was a pretty blatant. Even from just watching on TV, it just looked high. It felt high.
It did.
So it's crazy that there was no call on that. Is the next game in Tampa?
So we played 2-2. The next game will be
In Tampa, yeah.
Yeah, the next game will be in Tampa,
Yep,
Game
Tampa.
5.
He'll probably be suspended though, right?
He will 100. Yeah, he already said he has a hearing.
So is it in
He
person?
has a phone hearing, but I
it's
don't know if
one-
that changes during the playoffs. If
For quick
they
turnaround.
don't, yeah, because they're going to be playing. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. I think it was a little bit of a veteran move because he sees the refs on his left side. He does it with his left arm. Where I think he kind of thought he was going to be able to put it in that high chest up point of contact was the chest. I think that's what he thought he was doing, and then he was like, "Whoops, I'm way bigger than this dude," and absolutely crushed him in the head.
Yeah.
And
I mean, do you really think? I mean, do you think he's hitting with intent to injure in that scenario? Or is it like a fast hockey play and he is just trying to lay a big hit and like, I mean, because if you're looking at, if he's looking at the front of a guy and he's like, I'm just going to lay this guy out. He's not trying to think like, I'm going to hit this guy in the head. I'm just going to hit this guy in the chest.
I used to see Matt Green do this when he played for the Kings. A very similar play, and like PK was even talking about it on the telecast, like mid-intermission. Like, and it's like a defenseman's play where like you use your arm to like, if like a body check isn't like, if it doesn't feel like it's like, I guess, enough, or if like the positioning of, it's hard to explain, but I understand what they were saying. Where like on my, because I'm a righty, so it would be my right arm that I would just use to like kind of push through the check. And I think he just had it high, and he's also like Hagel was down.
And Ekblad's
kind of like
big.
this, huh? Ekblad's pretty tall, and it just felt like it rode up the shoulder pad, right? It like came up off the shoulder pad and just caught full neck, which is not good. It's like looks so bad in that way.
Absolutely, and I think it's going to be hard for him to argue because Hagel's the guy that hit Barkov.
Right. I was like, oh, you saw Hagel, like you saw.
So it looks retaliatory.
You saw red. Yeah.
He's the guy that hit Barkov. So you're like, oh, did you have him circled? And you're like, he's getting leveled at some point, and then he was like,
This is it.
Went too hard.
Yeah.
We're gonna find out.
Time will tell.
Big time. So then we got Washington, Montreal, kind of a similar, not that the writing was fully on the wall, but really close series, very similar, I think, to the Ottawa-Toronto situation, where you just have one team that's been around, and they're like, oh, this is how you win a game. Like, here you go. And like Elliot Friedman said it best about Tom Wilson. Tom Wilson made that huge hit, and they went down and scored, and they ended up winning the game. And he was like, Elliot was like, the problem for the league is every team in the NHL used to have 5 Tom Wilsons.
Yeah.
That was how teams were built. And he's like, that was how playoff hockey got what it is today and the style it is. And he's like, now there might be 5 Tom Wilsons in the whole league. So he's like, if you have a Tom Wilson and the other team doesn't, you're in a bad spot for the playoffs. Because he shifted the whole game with one big hit.
Yep.
And just said, we're taking over. Here it is.
Yeah.
Like,
Statement.
a big statement, and there it goes. And then just perfectly in their head, where afterwards Montreal is complaining about it, and they're like saying like, oh, there's a different set of rules for different people. Like, Tom Wilson's one of the nicest people ever. He's definitely not getting any leeway on being allowed to do things. Like, he's penalized just fine. It was just a big hit that maybe the younger kids, they're not used to that. They're
Not as used to
seeing it happen.
nowadays. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
It's fun to watch.
Yeah, absolutely is. And then another one that kind of like exact same story, 3-1 right now, Carolina, New Jersey. As we were talking about the other one, we may look stupid tomorrow when this comes out. I don't know. It's going to happen today. So do 2 teams get eliminated after we record today?
Who knows?
Maybe.
It feels like it.
It kind of does feel like it. New Jersey's on the ropes. They're down a bunch of players. It sucks. Hate when it comes down to injuries. It's like, you just want to see 2 teams at 100% and see how it goes. So yeah, we'll see where that ends up. Last but not least today, we had our first listener write in that wanted to talk about something specific and wanted us to help bring some awareness to it. I think it's awesome. Our friend from the Grand Rapids Fire Department let us know that they do a charity hockey game. That's the best way that anybody does any charity hockey game. It's police versus fire. I don't know how this became a thing or that it's a thing in so many places, but it's perfect. Like, the games are spirited. It's awesome. They do this for muscular dystrophy, and they have a whole... We will link everything below so you can get the org that they work with and get involved if this speaks to you. But these guys don't... They go out and they play some serious games of hockey. Like,
This is their Stanley Cup.
This is their Stanley Cup. Like, they've got guys that for sure they've gotten into it with each other on calls or something.
Yeah.
And like, it's not my jurisdiction, or it is my jurisdiction. I don't know how this works. But apparently the Grand Rapids Griffins are huge partners. They donate the arena. They give them a lot of support. So super cool. Hopefully it looks like a fun thing that I think we should probably go out to at some point, hopefully. So we got some photos from this. And my goodness, these guys, look at these scraps that are going on.
That looks like a VGT, straight up.
100% looks like a VG shirt. This guy looks like he works in our warehouse. He's got a pop gold chain, a handlebar mustache, and a hand tattoo. Like,
he is just someone's mean uncle.
yes. But he's also, earlier that day or the day before, he's on the fire department team. He's probably not just getting
saving lives.
He's probably not just getting cats out of trees. He's saving people. And I will say, if I needed someone that I could count on, if I'm incapacitated in my home and there's smoke and fire, this is who I want. This is who I trust to come get me out.
I love that he's got the reissue CCMs too.
See, he knows. He's a throwback guy, throwback type of player. This referee, poor guy, he doesn't know what he's dealing with there.
He's like,
my goodness.
wasn't
Just
ready
trying not
for
to
that.
catch strays.
Just trying not to catch strays. He's like, I don't want to get pulled over. I live in Grand Rapids.
I thought this was a charity game.
Yeah, I want these guys to have a good response time to my home. I don't really know how to deal with this. This is great. So good for them. Hopefully we can make it out to one of these. It looks like a great time. Appreciate them writing in and letting us know so we can chat about it. Last we left, Brian was leaving on a hockey trip.
Oh, I was.
You're heading out to Chicagoland as young Maddox continues his hockey journey. And I think we need an update of the games. And I know, proven insider on this info, Maddox had a big moment in his hockey life.
Well, so as some of you may know, Maddox plays forward. I tried to, when he was switching from 8U to 10U, he had switched coaches, and I had asked his new coach, I'm like, hey, Maddox played some D over spring, summer. Love to, if you need him on the blue line, throw him out there.
Absolutely.
And he responded with, he doesn't have a hard enough shot, and he's too fast. I like his speed at wing.
Yeah.
And I go, okay, so he kind of gave me a
Classic compliment sandwich.
yeah, your kid's fast, and he does that, and I'm like, ugh, fucking hard enough shot. I'm like, and then I remember at the time asking him, like, well, how can he get a harder shot? He's like, shoot 100 pucks a day, 150 pucks a day. So I'm like, all right. So obviously, at the time, I'd already set up a shooting pit for him, so he shoots pucks. But over time, as Maddox progressed, getting better at shooting pucks, he would ask me to come out and just give him little soft passes so he can work on his one-timer. So he work on a slap shot, his one-timer. Like, it's one thing to like dangle the puck and wrist shots and snap shots and stuff like that. But, having a puck come at you, that's more of a real-life scenario.
For sure.
So we did it. And, we'd done this for a while. And anyway, so this weekend... So there's the backstory. Him practicing his shot. So this weekend they play 2 games. He plays forward. He plays pretty good. He was on the ice for a lot of goals. His line kept scoring. He didn't put any in, but for sure some assists. They don't really count assists and secondary assists in youth hockey, but
Travesty.
for sure plus minus was sick because he was on the ice.
Yeah.
But for the third game, we go, and I'm sitting there, and I didn't video this game. I didn't video this whole weekend. I left my camera at home because I'm like, I'm just going to be a fan. So I'm sitting there, I'm sitting behind one of the goals, and game's about to start, and Maddox skates out. I'm like, all right, cool, he's on the top line. Sweet.
Nice.
Lines up as a defenseman.
Oh.
And I go, wait a minute.
Yeah.
All right, switching it up. Maddox could play D.
So you didn't know that was going to happen?
No idea. I mean, I don't know. I don't go to the locker room anymore.
An actual game time decision.
Yeah, like he must have pregame. Like this is probably 70% of our normal team. We have some other kids, and I think we needed help on D maybe, or he felt like he wanted to move some guys around, and so he lined up as a defenseman. Played the game as D, and which is, as a parent, it's second to most stressful as a goalie parent. Oh, because every time. He gets the puck, or anytime they're in our zone, it's just like, please don't. You
just don't want a turnover to happen.
Yeah, don't turn over the puck. Make good passes. Keep your head up.
Never
all
thought
these
of it
things.
that way.
And
I grew up playing D also, so
it's stressful as a parent. Trust me, especially if it's first time.
I just never wanted to give the suicide pass. That was my thing.
Have your teammate.
I never want to get someone get someone killed.
Yeah.
So he was playing great, and then the other team takes a penalty.
Yeah.
And I'm like, cool. And like he comes out for the power play, and I'm like, all right, playing D on the power play, love it.
Nice.
So they go, they enter the zone with the puck, they're fighting, and Maddox is just, keeping the blue line, kind of floating, watching the play. The puck's moving around, watching the play. It's going back and forth. Then the puck goes behind the net. Colin, his teammate, picks it up, goes around the net, and then just puts it in front of the net. Like a nice pass, like not soft, doesn't try to wrap it in, but just kind of push it in front of the net.
Yeah,
and
see what happens.
And it floats out towards the blue line. Maddox eyes it instantly and just skates towards it and just fucking clap bomb.
Yeah.
Goal.
Look, he squares this up. He takes one step and is ready to he steps into it.
Look at the celly too. My God.
I mean, and the thing is, I teared up.
Yeah.
I didn't full. I mean, I'm getting misty now, reliving it.
Yeah.
It's just like, I can't believe it, because it's like two things are happening. Power play goal, sick.
Yeah.
First ever slap shot goal, because that's just not the type of player he is.
Yeah.
And power play, all these things. And on top of it, this is something that he's worked on.
Practice.
And tried to get better at. And I think when you work on things, when you practice at things, you don't see yourself getting better. You're just like, you just get better. And then all of a sudden, you from day 1 to day 100, you're just all of a sudden better. And you're like, oh, cool, I'm better. I'm a little bit faster. If you're a runner, you're a little faster. But this is, there's a direct correlation of him practicing this shot and then him utilizing it in the game. And it was like, it was so awesome. So proud of him. So
That's great.
I mean, that's us here. Trust, hard work.
Yeah.
Yep, he's doing it.
And it was so sick to ask him after about it, and I kind of let it go for let it settle down, and because I really wanted to make sure that he understood that this is something he's worked on.
Right.
And I'm like, man, like how rad, like you put it,
Paid off.
That's what you work on in the backyard. And he's like, and he was just like, I can't believe it.
Yeah. That's an amazing feeling.
And it was rad is I asked some of the other D dads, and I'm like, hey, shoot me straight, guys. Like, did my son play? I mean, I look at him from different eyes.
Yeah.
How did he play on the blue line? And they're like, dude, and they were like hyped. They hyped him up, and not just like, they didn't pump my tires. They were like, hey, good vision, made good passes. I mean, I don't think he gave up a puck. He did. I mean, they did score when he was on the ice, but there was a 2-on-1, and he was the only guy out there. And it's like, I don't know. It's like,
that's okay.
There is something to be said about like him playing forward most of his like youth career. I mean, so young still. Like he started out as that, so he has the offensive mindset.
Yep.
And once you put someone like that back on D, like that's Cale Makar. Like that's the right-handed defenseman that everyone that quarterbacks almost every play, right? So like very valuable. Like for me growing up I was also a right-handed defenseman, and my dad would just tell me, Rob Blake, what he does, you do. And so I loved giving hip checks. Like hip checks was my shit. But also like the offensive part. And my dad would take me to like stick handling clinics because he wanted me to have that offensive mind. So like this could, I mean, does he like playing defense? Because this could be something too,
he loved it. He had a great time. The best part of it all is I pay the same price whether he's a forward or a defenseman.
Sure.
Guess who gets more ice?
Oh yeah. Boy, do I know it.
Defenseman gets more ice. So I'm like, per dollar, him being a defenseman
This is huge.
is a little bit better. So,
My parents told me like a lot of parents would like complain like to like the coach, like, why does 17 get to play so much? Like, well, he's my best defenseman, so he's gonna play power play and penalty kill.
He's going to be out there a lot.
So he's gonna be out there a lot, guys.
Tell your kid to get better.
So I've talked to his coach. I had a brief. I mean, I didn't like talk to his coach about my kid.
Sure.
But we had a brief. I was just like, hey, like he played the final, the final 2 games on defense. Played a lot of power play and penalty kill. It was sick. And I just said, hey, like, are you thinking? I know you're just trying stuff out. This is spring hockey.
Yep.
Like, are you thinking about? And he's like, yeah, he's gonna play both. I'm gonna try him out. And I'm just like, I love it. So
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Let's see. I mean,
Good for him. Good for
play both
you.
ways.
I mean, you start amortizing that money out.
Yeah, there you go. I
Maybe
know.
this is a way that makes you able to swallow the price a little bit.
Maybe a little bit, I did find out that Miles will be playing a 10U full ice tournament in Memorial Day instead of an 8U. So even though he has another year of 8U, going to end his spring hockey with a 10U tournament.
I thought you were going to say, I did find out Miles will be getting a full-time job.
Yeah.
Because
Well, I did get a text while I was in Chicago about Miles. He had a game. D said, Miles just took a kid out, and the kid got a penalty shot in which the kid scored. So he was bummed. And I don't even need to be there to know what happened. The kid for sure got behind him, and he just skated as hard as he could and just tripped him. Like, as, just dove with his stick and said. So anyways, but also he got a breakaway.
Oh.
And did not score.
Ooh.
So
That's all right.
Miles is truly always the hard way.
yeah. But he's having fun. They're both having fun. That's the thing. I posted a picture. If you follow me on social media at Hockey Dad Bri, I posted a picture of Maddox when we're leaving the hotel with his backpack on and his mini sticks.
Oh, yeah.
In the backpack, and it's like at the end of the day, that's what it's about.
For
we're out there. We're playing good hockey. We're playing Midwest teams. They're all top tier hockey. Really good hockey. And so he's learning that. But then him being so excited to hang with his friends and play, and it's like as they get older, you get less supervision. So it's like they have their buds. I'm not watching them. They're playing mini hockey downstairs. They had a little downstairs area.
Nice.
We weren't supposed to play mini hockey, but the hotel didn't care.
Oh.
As long as they were kind of mindful.
Kept it above board.
Yeah, they just kind of checked on them. You're like, good. They let them play, and they were losing their
Best
minds.
part.
That's how you got to start giving them a little freedom. See how they do with it.
Yeah.
Give them a little more. Whoa, little less. Little less.
Yeah. So.
Mini sticks are some of like the best memories that I have from playing. It's like the memories that stick out the most and that you remember forever.
And that's what I was talking to a dad about this weekend was, you don't lose, or you don't really remember the games per se. Like Maddox is going to probably remember that goal because it was a big goal, but
big moment.
Other than that, he doesn't really remember. He just remembers the first time we went to Chicago, all the hangout. Like he's like, that was my favorite tournament, and it's like it was because it was the first time hanging in a hotel with his buds. They're running around causing chaos, and that's at the end. Getting on the plane, he's just like. And when I asked him, like, hey, did you have a good weekend? He's like, I had a great weekend. And he kept on saying, he's like, I think I'm the best at mini sticks. And I'm like, who's doing these rankings?
Dude, okay. I need you to dig deeper.
Yeah.
I need you to be like, why?
Yeah. Well, he started saying, he's like, because some kids like to play goalie, which you don't, you're just on your knees with no stick. They don't have any pads or anything. It's like, oh, they like, so-and-so likes to play goalie. And I'm just like, okay.
Psycho.
Right. Yeah.
Man. Well, maybe, Insider Nate told us that the growth of the team happens off the ice.
Yep.
So, as what you were talking about before, I feel like this goes into you're talking about like, oh, we got to take the team on a camping trip.
Yeah.
Or maybe there's a situation of like a staycation.
Yeah.
Maybe you guys are like, oh, let's just like go down to the Wolf Lodge.
Yep.
Water park, hotel, rip mini sticks. Like,
So he's known some of these kids like since he started then, right?
He's known exactly. He's known these kids since 8U. So he's played 4 years of club hockey. So he's known at least three years.
Yeah.
So
that's great.
So actually, two of them 4 years. So.
There's some great stories in the NHL of some of these guys that have been playing since this young, right?
Yeah.
So.
We're not shooting. We're shooting maybe like a D3 college, maybe something.
Full ride. Come on.
Some college help, maybe.
A little bit. He'll play on the club team.
Yeah, we'll see.
Maybe he gets a job. I don't know. Whatever. He'll get there.
Yeah.
We got through all your hockey. The real important stuff that people are wanting to know. Did you go see Theo Vaughn?
I didn't see Theo Vaughn because our game ran late. I couldn't make it. Okay. I looked at the schedule and our night game. It was just it would have been. I wouldn't be able to make it there. He would probably be. It'd be mid-set.
That's fine.
I did, however, we are a food podcast, so I got my food list. I only made it to 2 because Kim's uncle is only open 4 to 9. And I had games.
Dude,
I had games. Both night games were like I couldn't get there, and it was how far away it was, and I would I was very upset. I really wanted to go there. I did get to go to. I gotta look at the name. The best deep dish.
Pickwads.
Pickwads. There.
It took me all weekend of eating it to get the name right. I was like, this is the worst thing about them.
It's not Pequods?
I don't know.
Who knows?
Nobody knows.
Who knows?
Rob said
but
it.
I took
I
your
said
advice.
it.
Okay.
I made a reservation for a pizza place, which is insane to me.
Feels crazy.
Which is even more insane when I got there. I was like, it was like someone's house that converted into a pizza bar and pizza restaurant. I'm just like, how did I make a reservation? But there was people waiting to sit down. It was packed the whole time.
So was the reservation the play?
Oh, the reservation is the play, and I made the reservation like 3 hours before. Nice. And what was funny is I tried to make a 7 o'clock reservation, and it was available and I was on the screen, but I was confirming with Maddie, who was out there. I was conversing with him, make sure he can make 7. And in the time that it took for him to get back to me, I went to do 7 wasn't available anymore, so we had to do 7:45. So
my God, that's a push, too.
Yeah, 45 minutes. I'm like, hey, and I'm like, actually not 7:45. It's like, yeah, no problem. Yeah. And we got there. It was so sick. It was so good. Yeah. I got Maddox actually a thin crust, which he loved.
Oh,
but
okay.
we got the deep dish.
Yeah,
which
nice.
They don't even call it deep dish. They call it pan.
Yeah.
We got the pan, and it was so good.
Yeah.
And then we ended up going to Pat's, which is on the other tavern style. It was insane. I mean, it's so thin.
Is that the one you had?
I did not have Pat's, but I conversed with Rob on Call of Duty, and he let me know that Pat's he's like, Pat's isn't the best, but he's like, Pat's is the gold standard.
I see.
He's like, we kind of, in the area, refer everything to Pat's. He's like, people come and go, but Pat's is always there.
Yeah, Pat's been there for a long time.
And I was like,
but the
okay,
two
straight.
top tavern style, both of them don't open until 4. And they're like 4 to 9. And I'm just like, and it just didn't work.
Yeah.
It didn't work out. It didn't even work out in my last day when I had some open time. There, I was just, I couldn't get to it.
Because I think those places, like especially in the Midwest, they don't give a shit about tourists. They're like, we support the people that live within 15 minutes, live or work. Like Rob was like, my jam is I leave work. When I leave work, I call Kim's uncle and I put my order in and I stop in and I get it. Sometimes I eat it there, but they only have one table or something. Sometimes I eat it there, but most of the time I grab it and I keep going. And he's like, the thin crust. He's like, I just rip those in the car on the way home.
Oh.
So there is something that, because of the tavern pie, kind of changed the way I now eat sandwiches. The tavern pie that I had from Prime Pizza, like the week when you came back after Chicago, and then I showed you that Prime Pizza was doing a tavern pie. So I had that one. Theirs, the topping was jardinera, which is like Midwest Chicago style, like veggies in oil. I don't know how else to explain it because I don't know exactly, but you can get it in a jar from any Italian deli. Yeah. So I went to our local favorite, Roma, and got a jar of that.
Yes.
And just started putting it on every sandwich we ever eat, and it's the move.
Delicious.
It's so good.
So get yourself a jar of jardinera,
and just
Chicago style. It
spice
says.
Up everything you're eating.
Yeah.
That's a great move.
It's nice.
All right, I'll get it. Well, I'm glad you had a good pizza journey.
Successful trip.
Successful trip all around.
Oh, yeah. Didn't bring home any hardware, but that's okay.
That's okay. Big moment.
You either win, you learn.
Honestly, you don't want that shit at your house.
I know.
You're better off. Way better off. You figure out what to do with it, and then you're like, are we throwing this away? Are we not? Yeah. See you later. He's got the video.
The memories are good enough.
He's got the video of the clapper.
Yeah.
We did have video of the clapper.
Remember the pizza? All good.
Yeah.
All right. Vince, thanks for joining us this week.
Thank you guys for having me.
Filling Nate's chair is not easy. I think you did a great job. It's a way to go. Hopefully we can have you back sometime.
It'd be great. Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good one, guys.